Hey, there we go. Can you all hear me now? Sorry about that. I forgot the microphone. Well, I was going to say welcome to Coffee and Craps and a normal, good week. That ain't going to happen because I screwed something up. I'm doing something weird here. All right, there we go. Yeah, good morning, all. Welcome. Welcome to the show. I called this episode The Craps Grind. And that's because I've been feeling like I've been grinding for the last month or so, more so the last 2 weeks. And I wanted to kind of just talk through that with you and play a little bit at the same time. So I'm going to introduce a kind of a new segment to you here in the morning. So what I've been doing in these morning shows is I've been doing this kind of, let's put 320 out there and see what we can do with it for, one shooter's worth of time or whatever. And I think really what I want to be showing is something more, more engaging, more that we kind of work through it over the course of longer time. So if you remember back when I did the YOLO thing, we had a great time with that, right? I worked, what was it, 20K up to 150K or something like that. I want to work the same thing. What I want to do here is spend the morning part, this first part, every day for a week on the same strategy and try and earn a daily paycheck. I'm going to try and earn $500 every day if we can, and just kind of grind this thing out. Let's grind out an income here with strategies that I'd actually play at the levels I would actually play them. We may go up a little bit just to kind of have some fun later on. Like on Fridays, I may do the same strategy Friday with like $100,000 or something. But what I want to do today is play the jackalope, which is basically the Velveteen Rabbit that Chris and Greg put out a few weeks back. I really love this strategy, and I want to see if I can't take what I've got here in my rack is $2,400. Okay, and the way it's going to work is we're going to do a $50 lay 10 and lay 4 to win $100 or to win $50 on every 7. I'm not going to do VIGs this morning. I don't want to deal with pennies, but you get the idea. We're going to win $50 for $100 in total lays. I'm also going to put out there 480 across. So we're going to go $75, 3-unit levels, all the way across. And it seems like, oh my God, John's so careful, it's a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but we're not gonna be putting this at risk for more than a roll at a time. If you know the rabbit strategy, basically these bets are gonna be marked as off until we have a trigger event, which is losing a 4 or a 10. I've also got $30 sitting here because once we turn these things on, I'm gonna grab the hard ways and a craps number 2, just to kind of make sure we don't waste any possible rolls here. When I go live, on the front numbers, we're going to go all in and try and make ourselves money. I chose these levels because I want to make sure that I can both recoup a loss up in here and also press those bets up. I'm looking to win $500. Here we go. I've got 3 more shots. I have $600. This is actually $480, $500, $610 per shooter that I have out here. I've got 3 shooters or three slots left. It's not per shooter, it's just per loss. So here we go. The dice were on a 7. They're going to be on a 9. Let's get a point. And it doesn't matter. The points here don't matter at all because we're just playing. We're playing against the 7. But I'll log the points for you like so. We'll just keep them going here. Now, we're waiting for, again, a 4 or a 10 or a 7. That's all I care about. 4s, 10s, and 7s right now. There's aces. It don't matter. To have some kind of event trigger for us here, and let's get it done. There's a 7. That's perfect. A 4-3-7. 4-3-7. That's beautiful, right? The lay bets both pay. They're going to pay $50 between them. Each one pays a quarter. That would cost you $2 in VIG, by the way, at your casino. Again, I'm not dealing with VIGs here because I just don't have a bunch of pennies flying around, but it's simple enough to deal with. There's your point being turned off. A question that I got for you all, and I'll ask you this in chat really quick. Do you want, I know Jeff's been doing it with almost his everyday rollout. We can throw a crapsy table out here in the morning shows, and I can log these rolls that I'm doing here in a crapsy as well as me doing the roll tracker. The roll tracker is really for my benefit to kind of get a sense of how things are going. But if you want to play along, we can certainly do a crapsy table every morning. There's a 4-2-6, by the way. And here's so just let me know if you want that. That's great. Here, oh, good. 6-4-10. We have trigger event. I actually look forward to the triggers in this. I know Greg is like, oh, damn it, we lost money here. I like when the trigger happens. So this is 6-4-10. We're going to lose our lay bet. The loss of the lay bet triggers the front bets to come on. Again, I'm gonna grab all the hard ways and a $10 craps. Now, we're all out, right? We got 480, $510 on the felt right now. So we're trying to avoid, like, the nightmare scenario here is the 4 followed by a 7 or a 10 followed by a 7. It's a low percentage event, but it's an event that can happen. So all we need here is one of these to hit. You'll see what'll happen. Assuming I can get a hit, there's a 5 or 6-5 yo. That's the one thing we're not covered on, which really sucks. We got the craps numbers, everything else. We lose 10 bucks, and I really can't go back out on the craps numbers until I win again. That's a freaking bummer. All right, let's go get something up in the box to hit. There's a 549. Beautiful. 549. Okay. I'll take my hard ways back down. That doesn't hurt me. They're one roll play. The 9 at 75 pays 105 bucks. I put the 50 bucks back on the 10. Okay. I paid myself too much there. So I've got $55 left in front. And what I'm going to do with that 55 bucks, geez, come on, these chips are sliding on me. With the 55 bucks, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to turn these bets off, by the way. I'm going to press that. I'm going to use that money to press. What I'm actually going to do here is this. This is going to be kind of cool. We're going to take 50 bucks. I'm going to turn it into 30, 44, plus $6. $44 to press across. I'm going to take 6 bucks back to mark. There's the 10 bucks that's going to do the craps bet next time. Okay? So I got my craps bet and my hard ways covered. I'm going to press 44 on the inside. We'll just do the inside press. I got my 2, 2, 2, and 2. And there we go. These are going to be actually at 102. There we go. So my insides got pressed up. I take nothing back from here on the inside bets at all until I get this up to 750. When I go from 480 to 750, that's a note to me that we got about 260 or so in profit. That's the time to stop playing, right? So here we go. All right, we're all set. We got our lay bets back. We got a 44 press inside, and I got some money back in the rack. Let's keep going. There's a 549. Boom, 549. 538, and again, just play along. If you're gonna roll your dice at home, play along with me, 538, and I'll start, if you want, with the crapsy thing. So if we want crapsy, then Duracell says it only allows 12 players. I saw that in Jeff's chat. That's kind of a bummer. I don't know how else we can solve for that, really. We have usually 50 people here in the morning, so it's not enough. So anyway, 639 now. Talking about that grind, this is a grind, right? We've made 50 bucks so far, and I've thrown the dice about 20 times. So you've got to be willing in a strategy like this to let it go, let it happen around you, and it's okay. You're not here in this way of playing for the long roll. This is definitely a grind it out kind of a way. 6, 6, 12. And I think grinding, somebody said, or people, I guess, like to classify themselves, right? What kind of a craps player is a 7? 437, that'll be 50 bucks. We can pay the VIG, but we're not going to. We'll take the 50 bucks back. Now we're at $100 in profit. Plus there's some money out in here too, which is good. 437. What kind of player are you? Right? Are you a right side player, a dark side player, a hybrid player? And I look at myself and another one. That's perfect. 527. It's another 50 bucks. Now I've won 2 in a row. Okay. What I do at this point, once I've got two slots in the rack with the jackalope, I will press both of them by a unit. So I win one, I collect it, I win a second one. On that third one, I'm gonna go higher with these things and have them be a little bit jacked up. So the next win I get here is a bigger win along the way. So 527, let's mark that in. Anyway, I would classify myself as a grinder kind of player. I'm lucky. You know, I live 20 minutes from a casino. I can go whenever I want to. I don't need to get up there and hit a home run. I don't have to play that kind of game. I don't have the kind of money that it takes to wait out the home run. But frankly, if I can rip out a paycheck every day like I'm doing here, I'm happy with that. 617. So now we have the 7, and between them, they each pay 50 bucks. That's $100 in a win. I'm I'm gonna bring them back down to 50 now. So I bump them up after that second win, bring them back down, and in the rack, what I've got is 100, 250 bucks in profit on the way. So the sevens here are our best friend, not hurting us all. There's 3 sevens in a row, it looks like, right? There's a 4-1-5, 5 to fever, 4-1-5. That'll be our point. So yeah, I'm down with like going up there as a 10, 5-5 hard 10. We lose our 10. I'm totally fine with rolling up to a casino, grinding out 100, 200 bucks, whatever it is, and getting out. I don't need a home run. So whatever strategy works to give me this, like this here, if I went to my local and did exactly this and took 4, 5, 7 hits on the 7 and got 250 in the rack, plus the 50 out here, that's a great profit, right? All right, the 10 came, it triggers everything else to turn on, right? We have hard ways on, we have a craps number going, we have all the front bets up. If I throw a 7 here, we're screwed. Hopefully, we can avoid that. Let's mark that in 5-5 hard 10. Let's avoid that. Let's get an inside number or something and be good. Oh my God, I did it again. Are you kidding me? I keep wasting this 10 bucks on the craps number, 6-5. That's the second time. Right now I got to sit for, the reason for this bet is to not have to burn a roll. I burned my roll twice. That sucks. I will not go back out there for another 10 bucks. I mean, I guess I could. I could take a quarter out of my rack and do it, but it seems like it's a waste. Hate to burn good profit, but let's go. I got to get something here. There's a 3-1-4. Beautiful, beautiful, 3-1-4. Now I will lose my craps and I will lose my hard 4 over here. That's not the greatest, but I have 75 bucks on that 4. That's gonna pay 150 bucks, all right? What I'm gonna do with the 150 is we're gonna take the 50 and drop it back up on the 10. So the idea here is these things replace what you lost, right? Plus get you back what you need to keep playing. So if I look at, when I pull this back in my rack, what I've got left here is again, 20 bucks for the next set of hard ways, 10 bucks for the next craps number. I have 100 bucks here that I can use to repress, and I'm gonna press that whole thing out here 96 across. We're gonna take $4 and change and go 96 extra dollars across, and here we go. We're gonna go 15 bucks on every single number across the board, 18 of course on the 6 and the 8. That's 2 presses up in the middle. Let's see what that turns into. You're gonna have to do some math up in here. There's 100 bucks. All right, we're gonna have 75, 85, 90 bucks on the 4 and 10. We're gonna have, with the extra 15, now the 5 and 9, will be at 100 bucks each. I'll make this look like black chips for you. They're up to 100. These are up to, again, 90 on the ends. 6 and 8 are gonna go to 90. Let's leave them at, that's actually, oh, I'm sorry, it's 100, and let's leave them at, let's make them 120. There's 115, those are 5s. Yeah, we'll make them look like 120, 6 and 8. So they're getting almost, we're almost to the 750 mark. I told you my goal here was to get the inside, or the cross bet to 750. When these go to 120, 750 looks like to me, 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 150, and 100. So we're 1 hit away from having those things where we want them. All right, here we go. 5-1-6. Took a while there to get us there, but it's a 5-1-6. We're in really good shape here. We need either a, this next hit will probably get us to goal. There's a 10, we lose our 50 bucks. Everything turns on. Craps. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the hard ways. Again, the hard ways hit, that's press money. Here we go. 6, 4, 10 was the roll. That's our trigger. We lost one of our lay bets. Let's avoid big red. We do. 5, 3, 8. 5, 3, 8. Lost my stick. That's going to pay in the front here for 120. It's going to pay 125, 140. Okay. We will lose our hard 8. Not a big deal. We'll lose our craps number. Also not a big deal. We'll take the $15 back. We can take this 100 and make it look like quarters. Put our lay 10 back. And now we've got another 90 bucks to play with here in the middle. So what I can do with the 90 bucks, I'm gonna spread this around and see where we stand. Okay, if I spread this around, and we'll do the 4 and 10 I'll give them both, if I take this for nickels, they can both look like 100 now. There's enough reds to do it. Now they are at the black chip level. I can take these two and make the 5 and 9 look like 125 each. The 6 and 8 are at 120. They're just $30 light each of being at 750. I've pressed up in here from 480 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 650, $680. We got $200 out there in the front felt. I've got 100, 225 here in the rack and profit. We're getting damn close to hitting goal here when I pull all this stuff down. We need another couple of hits here to get it done. 538. Can we make a daily paycheck? I'm gonna grind this bad boy out. 639. 639. I'd love to get a 7 right here. 639. This is a good time for it. Oh, good. We triggered. That was a 10. That was a 6, 4, 10. We lose 50. The 7s have kind of went away here. 6, 4, 10. Now we're on. Here's our last. This is probably going to be our last hit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 on the craps numbers. We just need one more stroke here, and I think we're going to be just fine. One more stroke. Can we do it? Yes. 538. Beautiful. That's going to pay 140. We'll do, I don't have a nickel, so we'll do 125, 140. Let's bring it down. Let's see where we are. I'm going to bring the hard 8 down, of course. Those nickels become a quarter. I'm bringing 150 off that hit. Let's see how close we got to goal here. There's 4 greens, that's $100. We may have to restart this, I don't know. We'll see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a $600 that I started the day with. It takes $600 to get out here. I'm gonna bring that back to my rack in my starting bankroll section. Out here, there's another $50 in reds. Those greens now make 100. So coming back to me is $305. I already had 100, 225. So today we ground it out, right? The jackalope did its thing, right? It made us, how much is out there? I can't do the math. That's 300, 400, $530, okay? Little daily paycheck for you, $530. We were never once really at risk. We had exposure, right? We had our big across bets were exposed, but they're limited time, one roll exposures, not the end of the world to do that. What was that last roll? 538, boom. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm walking out. I get my goal, I'm done, right? If I'm at the casino, right? What I'm actually doing here at the casino, by the way, is that was at $530, right? 525, 30. The $500 was my goal. That's being locked in my rack for sure. I'm locking up that purple chip, and I got $30. And now we're gonna actually have 30, $40, $35. Now we're short stacking it. This is when you go short stack. We'll take $35. We'll do a couple of come bets and see if we can't make some extra cash with it. But really, it was about bringing home the nickel. We brought home a nickel. Love it. All right, that's gonna be our morning. I'm gonna do this every morning this week with this strategy. And my invitation is to send me your strategies, right? What do you wanna do? What do you wanna do next time? Or next week, week after, whatever. I can do a strategy a week and really give them a lot of time. It takes, like I said, 20 minutes here, maybe 40 rolls or whatever it was today to get through it. Not a huge investment in time, but I think this is gonna be a good way for us to look at, like, I don't know, how resilient these things actually are. Rolling out one day and having a slew of 7s or a slew of box numbers is not a way to, it's not a way to endorse or decry a strategy. So anyway, that's my new opener every day. Let's get to the actual content and stuff here. So let's see, we're gonna go here. And this is, by the way, in the mornings, I'll put this up. This is gonna be where I log it. So today this will become a plus, whoa, no. Today it'll be a plus 530 for today's thing. I'll do five sessions with each strategy. So there it is. All right, Come out roll. Friday night fights this week will be on. It'll be me versus Chiro, Mid-Mo-Yo. I could not get a hold of allegedly Dave last week. I tried for 2 weeks to get a hold of him. I couldn't get a hold of him. So I'm not sure if he's on vacation or whatever, but we can't find him. So it's going to be me and Chiro. Mid-Mo-Yo, your next man up. I got you on Friday. This weekend we had family in town. My son came up for the weekend we're going to go to a concert. So we missed Saturday, of course. I didn't do anything craps-wise Saturday. And it just seemed like it just wasn't working out timing-wise. So thank you to Chris and Greg and Jeff for doing the extra rollout on Friday, the kind of the grudge match thing. That was really cool of you guys to do that and get that out there. So appreciate that. The other battle going on is Sideshow versus Chris from Sideshow versus Chiro from Mid-Mo-Yo. That's to be coming. We're going to work through some of the logistics this week and try and start getting that thing going. And again, this week is grinder week. So I'm going to grind every morning, trying to make that $500 if I can. And I want to say this to you, right? Life is a grind. YouTubing is a grind. I know that Greg pulled out of YouTube for a while. Ken pulled out of YouTube for a while. Wager Me This is hardly doing craps anymore. They're all having the same thing, right? It's like, man, this is a lot, right? And I feel the same thing. I feel the same way. I know Jeff has felt this way too. It's a lot to come out here every single day and have important things to say, good things to say, and put it in a way that makes sense and is fun. There's a lot of, I don't want to say pressure is the wrong word for that. There's a lot to it. A lot goes into that. And it's a grind. And I was feeling like the last couple of weeks, you've been getting like a B+ instead of an A from me, which is not what I want to see. I was tired and I just felt like I was kind of just in the motions there. I worked last week and the week before that every day. I was working at 9 a.m. sharp, a full 10-hour day at work, plus a second job that I've picked up, and I've worked the last 2 Saturdays as well. So I've been feeling the grind. I've been feeling like, I gotta get through it. And sometimes I play craps that way too. I gotta get through it, which is hard to do. Patience is the way. There's a lot of ways to approach it, right? When you're grinding, there's a lot of ways to get through a grind, right? You can just kind of put your head down and just kind of plow through and kind of beat your head against the bricks till they loosen up and then bust through a wall. My life has been that way. I've been grinding my whole life that way, whether it be in the kitchen, on the boat, software engineer, teacher now. It's always been just kind of beat. Never once did I hit a home run. Even though I own my own company for a while, I never hit a home run. I've never been that kind of a person. Although I do take a lot of risk, I don't go for home runs. So I've been a grinder forever. The first time in the last couple weeks, the grind caught me. Like I felt like the wave was kind of overtaking me the last couple of weeks, especially with picking up that class. It was really hard. So mentally, I felt like I was so glad that Zach was here for the weekend. We played golf on Saturday. We went to a concert on Saturday night. We played golf Friday afternoon. And by the way, Chris, Zach can play some golf. And I actually did good. I played golf for the first time in 10 years probably. It's been at least 10 years, maybe 12 years since I played an actual round of golf. We just did 9 holes and I shot a 49 for 9 holes. And I was really kind of stoked about that. I used to be a scratch. For 9 holes, I would get 37, 38. I was in that 2 handicap range. Get a 49 is pretty good. Grinding through golf too, actually. But anyway, taking a mental break with Zach playing some golf and going to the concert on Saturday night was just what the doctor ordered for me. It was great. I actually finished up, all those long days in a row, did the concert, and it was like, I'm just feeling like I'm completely restored, which is super cool. And I know that our friend Chris at Sideshow has said he's worked like 29 straight days or something like 29 20-hour days in a row. So I can't compete with him. So he's going through a grind right now. So maybe if you all just give him a little bit of happy thoughts right there, let him get through that. Not easy. So it's all a grind. Craps, life, everything is a grind. Mid-Mo-Yo, John, do I cook? What's my signature dish? My signature dish, probably brajol. Let's diverge a little bit. I worked in kitchens my whole life. I grew up in a tourist town, Cape May, New Jersey. My whole life, I worked, like I said, on boats, on the docks. I did a raw bar thing. I worked the fish market. I worked in restaurants. I was a busboy and a waiter for high school. Then I started cooking. And when I dropped out of college, I went to cooking school to learn how to cook as my quote unquote trade. I learned software development on my own after that, but I worked in pretty fancy restaurants down there in Jersey. And when I moved to Seattle to do the band thing, I worked in retirement homes. And I'll tell you what, retirement home cooking is a whole different ballgame, right? You're cooking for 130 people. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everybody there is over 70, so you can't use any salt. Most of the food you have to almost blend it, because they can't chew that good. So I got really, really good at making food taste great without salt and by overcooking everything, because you had to. So my cooking technique got so much better when I was working at the retirement homes. And yeah, I've one of the things I made for them all the time, they loved it, was brajol, because brajol is basically flank steak that you pound out and you roll it up with garlic and cheese. It has a great flavor naturally from the meat and the garlic. You don't need salt. A little bit of tomato sauce on it, and by nature you braise brajol, so it comes out super soft and they could eat it. That's my dish. I would eat that every single day. Brajol is like one of my favorite foods to eat and to cook. So there it is. Wow, what a great divergence. Chris says we have, Dice DJ, I'm looking at you right now in chat. We have 2 days. Sounds like 2 days to get your name in for the fantasy football. Is that right? And he's 2 players away. So 2 players away from having 2 leagues full. By the way, Chris, I may have your 2 players. My wife and my son will both play. I didn't tell you this yesterday, but I talked to them both. Zach for sure will play. Kathy will play. She has no idea what she's doing, so we'll have to kind of coach her through it. But my wife and son will both play. So please keep joining. I mean, that's minimum to get the league started. We need more people. So jump in. It'll be great. Another reason for us to kind of chat as we go. All right. Next thing is this. Here's the deal. Here's the deal from Midmo. This week is party time. Party like it's 1999. His wife actually gave us the question this week, and this is an interesting one. I don't know how to answer this one. I'm actually kind of stumped on. The premise of the question is that you go to the craps table, it's packed. It's packed with like 20-something women, right? That are dressed to the nines, they're beautiful, and they're probably a little bit wasted because they're partying, bachelorette party probably, or maybe it's the after party for a wedding or something like that, right? There's all these women at a table, and they could certainly use the hand. They could use the help, right? Do you jump into that thing and help them out and be the only guy at that table with all the women, and do you offer help or not? And I think the question to me is a hard one. It seems like, oh sure, give him help, right? But no, I probably don't in that situation. And the reason why is this: A, creepy old man jumping into a table full of young women, probably not a good look. But seriously, B is, although they could use the help to probably win, it's their party, it's their night, they're doing their thing. You don't want to jump in the middle of that. Like, that's a vibe. They may lose a little bit of money. The dealers will keep them straight. The dealers won't let them go crazy. When they see a bunch of drunk women, they're not going to let them burn their whole paychecks out there. They're going to keep them on the pass line doing things. They're probably drinking a lot. And you know my stance on drinking. I'll have a drink or two. I love my whiskey, right? I'm 2 or 3, whatever. I'm doing my thing. I don't do well with drunk, right? I don't handle drunk well at all. I've had some bad experiences with friends of mine and family members. I just don't do drunk. So when I'm around a group of drunk people, I just get a very bad vibe from that. And any advice you give them isn't going to help them long term. You're not going to bring them into the game because creepy old man helped me out. You're going to save them $100 each that night, but they're not going to remember it. And frankly, that's their jam. I would stay out of the jam. I'd let them have their fun. Chris, you're in the 20s. You'd probably be in the middle of that whole thing, right? Well, maybe Mrs. DJ wouldn't let you do it, but that's my take on it. I would let them have their fun. If they were sober and just getting started, maybe, and they ask for help, maybe you jump in. But honestly, to me, that's their vibe, not mine. And like I said, I don't personally handle drunk well. So I would have to be a no on that. That's my personal answer, Chiro. It's probably not the politically correct answer. And even though I'm saying all the time, we need more women playing this game, more young people playing this game, there's a time and a place where being welcoming is going to be welcoming, and a time and a place where I think being that ambassador for the game is actually more harmful. Let them have their fun. That's how I look at that. So there's my answer to your question. I know it's not probably the answer that most people would have, but I think that's where I stand on it. Let them do your thing. And frankly, dudes on a bachelor party, same thing. You get a bunch of 25-year-old drunk dudes out there that are clearly on a bachelor party or on some wedding after thing. I'm not jumping in the middle of that. Let them do their deal. I mean, like, you're now you're a degenerate. Now you're jumping into like, let me squeeze in here and throw my 640 across, and no, that's not your place. Find a different table. There's plenty of tables. Go somewhere else. My opinion. All right, the next thing is this, the daily dose of DI. So for today's daily dose of DI, I want to answer this question, and I don't really, again, have a great answer for this question either today. So this is going to be a interesting morning. Why hasn't a dice controller beaten the world record, which is 154 rolls by Patricia DeMoro at the Borgata in Atlantic City? Some random roller, an older woman, has the record, right? What you should probably know is that I think the longest controlled shot is like 137. Like somebody's gotten close to it, right? This is one of those things I would call this a lazy answer or a lazy question, right? From people who don't believe in dice influence. I see this all the time. You go to Facebook or Reddit, and Reddit is the sewer, by the way. You see this all the time. Well, if you're so good, why can't you beat DeMoro's record? Well, that's not the point, right? And I say this all the time, and I know that it feels like I'm moving the sticks a little bit here, but dice control is not about practicing to roll 150 rolls every single time. Dice control is practicing to get a predictable set of results. And that set of results might be 4, might be 10, it might be, for some people, 20 or more. My predictable results, the way that I play when I'm playing betting on myself, I just need 4 or 5, right? I'm trying to predict and get myself into a rhythm where the 4 or 5 rolls I can depend on as a DI. If I go 150, that's fantastic, right? But my brain, my mindset is my goals. Most DIs, most guys who practice some kind of influence shot or controlled shooting have reasonable goals, and they're focusing on certain things. They're not focusing on breaking the record. They're focusing on hitting a certain number of box points so they can make their money, right? That's the point of it. And I think it's this lazy kind of an argument to me, it's lazy. That's what it's lazy. And it's trying to reframe the discussion in a way that's not supposed to be framed. And I think the reality of the situation, or the reality of the practice, is not we're trying to beat that. And you can throw that around all you want to. And I say all the time I say this, that a random shooter, a purely huck 'em and chuck 'em shooter, is just as likely to get 150 as they are to get 2. I think a good influencer who's really good and dialed in is less likely to throw 2, and also less likely to throw 100. They're more likely to be focused for a short amount of time and get that 10 to 30. That's where I think most of those guys are in their butter zone, because it takes a lot of time, effort, and focus to do it. So I think it's a goals thing, and I think I'd rather address this question by saying, giving them maybe the bird or something like that. Can you just step it up a little bit? Give me a better argument than that, because that's A, ridiculous argument, and B, many dice controllers have broken 100. It isn't like it's not done. Just that she was the first one to be lucky. So there you go. All right, that's my answer there. And we're done. We're done with all that. All right, I want to get back to the table. Now that we're done talking about stuff, let me actually look at the chats. I want to go look at and see if there's anything I missed. No PC comments or any cues out there before I start. Let's see. Louis says, have I updated the casino locator? I have not yet done it. I know, keep asking me this question because I got to do it. The problem, Lou, is that I've got my day job and I'm doing 2 apps. I'm writing an app for a company here in Seattle that's a big one, and it's taken me a lot of time. I'm also filming or prepping to film a series of instructional videos for LinkedIn Learning for database administration. So my evenings are filled with coding and film and scripting for that video series. So I have no time for my Roll Tracker app, and I've had no time to cover my, the app for the casino locator. I'll get to it, I promise. But everything else right now is just too much time constraints right there. So, old 7, what number is on my jersey? It is, can you see it? It is the number 7, right? Rocking the number 7. It's funny, I told somebody the other day, what's my favorite number? I don't know where we got on the topic, but I used to wear 44, right? When I played hockey and when I was playing baseball as a kid, I wore 44. It was always my favorite number. There was a couple of players that wore that number. It was when I was a kid, that was my thing. George Foreman being one of them from the Vikings. And when I was playing hockey and I had my heart attack, you all know I had a heart attack playing hockey and I dropped dead on the ice, I was wearing the 44 jersey back then. When I came to, I switched numbers. I went to the 29. Now my number is 29. My favorite hockey players All the tough guys wore 29. Joel Otto being the number 29 wearer. Anyway, I switched to 29. That's been my number since. I've worn 29 now for 17 years in hockey and softball and everything else. But Bob reminded me that my number really ought to be 7. So I think if I jump back into a league of some kind, I'm going to switch to 7, most likely, and just wear the 7. And yeah, so that's going to be that'll be a part of my life forever. So, all right, let's get to it. Let's go back there and play some more craps. And I'm going to actually go to the table with the KPI, and we'll just pick it up where we left off, right? So we're in mid-roll, and like I said, I had won my goal, right? We're at our $500 goal. Let's just, for the sake of it, let's play it out. Let's play out what we got here, right? Let me go through here. I think, why are we losing our roll tracker? It'll be there in a minute. I'm not sure what's happening. It'll pop itself back up. I'm sure of it. Come on. Where are the numbers? Let's do 5-5. All right, they're back. I'm going to take that 5-5 off. All right, we're back. We're still out on a point of 5, right? We have our $500 win goal met. Can we grind out this money up in here? This 35, 40 bucks basically. Can I grind out the 40 bucks right now and make some money with it? What do you want to do? Right? If you look at this at the tracker, we are about, well, it tells you right there. I'm 10 rolls into this roll I'm 10 rolls since the last 7. You guys can't see it, but I'm 10 rolls since the last 7. I should put that up on screen so you can see it right there, down at the bottom, on top of the 9 and 11. Last 7 was 10 rolls ago is what it tells you. So you got more stats on here now. And we should note too, we're at roll 401. I'm going to track 10,000 rolls random. Every morning I'm logging these rolls. At some point we have 10,000 rolls so that I can give you all a spreadsheet with it on it. But yeah, let's go ahead and turn this 40 bucks into something. Let's turn it into 0 or 100. Let's try that. Let's grind out a short stack play here. And what might make sense at first is a couple of come bets. I was gonna go, we can go 25, 6 and 8. We can't, we can go 18, 6 and 8. I can go 18 bucks on the 6 and the 8 and pray a little bit, right? We get a hit, that's great. If we don't, we can come bet it. So I'm thinking with $35 and we're 10 rolls in, it feels like I wanna do this. I wanna do a come bet and just play through it and see what happens here. Let's just see. Let's just try something super simple. Get 1 or 2 of these things set. See if we can't make something happen here. And if we lose it, we lose it. Great. We still have 500 bucks and we'll restart the process. Point of 5. Let's roll it out. There's a 6. Of course, should have been on the 6, right? We'll move that to the 6. I'll take one more come bet. There's 25 bucks. I'll put 10 into the come. I'll put 15 bucks in odds on the 6. And we're going to say a Hail Mary. Here we go. 3, 3, 6. Let's make it work. Hey, look at that. 4, 2, 6. That's fantastic, right? That's going to pay $10 flat. It's going to pay $18 on the odds. Everything comes down. This goes back up. The odds go back up if I want them to. And I can bring back 10, 20, 30, $8 to the rack on the one hit. Now, the smarter move here might be to grab an 8 for 12 bucks with those winnings. And I've still got profit coming back. So we may just grab the 8 for 12 bucks. I'll put $10 onto the 6, a little bit less odds, but we have basically our money back. And we'll see if we can get one more hit on each of these guys. We'll start spreading a little bit. That's awesome. 4, 2, 6. Love it. Did I mark it? 4, 2, 6. All right, what do we have here? Hard 4, 2-2. Mike from On Point Craps, a 2-2, hard 4. 6, 5 and a 1. KitchenAid. 5-1. That's fantastic. It pays 10 flat. It pays 12 on the odds. That can all come back down. We'll grab the 6, the 9, the 5. We're at 44 inside. And in my rack, what I have is my 30 bucks. There's actually 40 bucks, $46 that I started with. I'm over what I started with. So I can do 44 inside a second time. Let's mark that out. There's 20, 44 for next time. So if we lose that, I have 44 bucks that I can do again. Still up on a point of 5. 5, 1, 6. Come on, let's do it. There's a 6, 4, 10. We don't have the ends covered yet. We don't have the ends covered. 6, 4, 10. The problem with betting on the numbers here, and I say this a lot, right? It takes a lot of money to do it. You're better off betting them all than betting the insides, right? We don't like wasted rolls if we can get them. There's an ace deuce. It's a 2, 1, 3. And if you're caring about such things, second field number in a row. We had the 10, we had the ace deuce. That's 2 fields back to back. There's a hard 8 the hard way. 44. It's going to pay 14 bucks. Let's get the 6 and 8 both up by 1. We'll leave them there. 18 bucks, 18 bucks, 2 coming back. Did I mark that in? I did. And there's a 2, 3, 5. That's the point. 2, 3, 5. That'll pay 15 for 1 out of my rack. Okay. And I'll make the 5 and I look like $15 each. It's like $5 back to my rack. And my rack now has, here's 40. That's 40 bucks. 20, 40, 45. There's 50 in the rack. If I take these whites right here for a nickel, that's 50 bucks in the rack. That's 66 inside out there. That's 100 and whatever the hell that is, $106. Guess what? That's the point made. I'm out. I just turned 30 bucks into 100. That's doing work right there, folks. Right? We got lucky with the rolls. 1, 2, 3. There's 100 bucks. That's a black chip. Now I'm at 600 in profit. Right? Turning 30 into 100 is like turning 300 into 1,000. Okay? Remember that. We turned 300 bucks into 1,000 in just a few minutes. I still have some money left. I still got a little bit of money here that we can play with. But damn, guys, that's good. Just stole 100 bucks from the casino like that, right? Totally down. Are we short stacking it again? Why not? I got like 15 bucks sitting here in the rack. We'll play one more short round with the next point coming out and call it good. There's a 639, her next point. 6-3, or 6-2-8 rather. 6-2-8. My glasses aren't on. 6-2-8. There's that. And what can I do out here? I can take, let's see, we can do the 6. Actually, let's do a come bet. We'll do a come bet. And I've got enough for one more. There's $10 there. So I have enough for one more come bet. We'll play it like that. 6-2-8 is the point. Oh, I didn't put the 5 in. Damn it. Sorry. Now we're set. 8's the point. Come on, baby. Let's make something happen. 6. That goes to a 6. Our next bet in the come. Maybe I'll pop an 11 here, huh? Hey, look at that. I called my own shot. 6-5 yo. Look at that. 6-5 yo. That's an 11 right there. Another $10 winner. I'm going to grab the 5 with it. Let that comeback come through. That was awesome. Let's do it again. Let's call another shot. Let's get a 5-4-9 this time. Can we do it? 4-2-6. I'll take that though. That's off and on, right? Off and on for 10 bucks. I'll grab the 9 with that winning. That's a 4-2-6. Still out in the come. Come on. 5-1-6. Another off and on. That's great. Off and on. Take that as odds. We're still coming out. We're still coming through. It's a 5-1. Mixer. What do we have here? Another one. Woo! Check me out. Again, that's going to be off and on for 22 bucks. That's awesome. That goes into the rack. Actually, we can probably pick up the 4 and 10, but let's not. And in fact, I've got the insides. I'm going to take this come and just grab the 8 with it. So I've got the 6 for 20 instead of 10 and 10. The 5 and 9 covered. The 8's on. I got 20 bucks in the rack. So we actually made 5 bucks. No matter what happens here, I made 5 bucks. One of those days. Ooh, good thing we pulled out of the come. 2-1-3. 2-1-3. Short stacky, working good. 2-2 on point craps. 2-2. The ballerina. The ballerina backup. 2-2 again. 2-2 again. Incredible. Come on. Ah, there's the 7. That's all right. We turned $20 into $20. We actually had a little bit of fun there. Technically speaking, I turned $20 into 52. We lost it, but we had action. We're all adrenaline junkies, and we had action. So that's cool. $620 today. I'll take that. Take that all day long. So, all right. Let's get back to the grind over here. So, good grindy day today, huh? Victor. So here's something funny. I'll give you guys a little preview of something. Let me go back to this screen. Give me a second. Victor says, John, Iron Cross covers all the numbers. Oh God, the Iron Cross. I have a strategy out there called the crossbow, which is if I ever play the Iron Cross, I play it crossbow style, which is the 3-to-1 ratio, right? So you're 30-30-30 on the 5, 6, and 8, $10 in the field. 3-to-1 has to be the ratio to make any money. I take the field, I either run through the don't pass, or I use the field to parlay itself, and I play any craps. So I'm going to double up on the craps. Waylon does this too on one of his strategies where you're playing a cross plus the craps, or plus the horn plus the field. Same idea. I'm playing the horn basically plus the field to kind of try and double up there, but the Iron Cross sucks. I hate the Iron Cross. I did the strategy video because people wanted to know how I would play it. I did it. Of all the Pro Craps videos on my Pro Craps channel, my Iron Cross video, the crossbow strategy, is my #1 video. It's got like 25,000 views on it or something. Literally a strategy I would never play. I just do not like the Iron Cross. But I did it. People love it. They make money with it, but it's not my way. Not my way to do it, for sure. Old number 7, Bob. I have created a new metric for me and money won per money exposed. Do I ever track anything like that? I do. Not on this tracker that you see here. The tracker that I've been using on here, I don't track it there, but I do have a separate way to track what I win versus what I bet. That's a great metric to use. And in fact, it might be the kind of thing where on this app that I've written here for the Roll Tracker, you guys can't see it, but the Roll Tracker app would be kind of cool to go through and get some numbers on. You want something cool? I got 5 minutes up. I want to show you something really awesome. Let me share my screen. Let's do this. And I'm going to actually do this here. And I'm going to change to these stats. This is the stats from my nighttime sessions. I'm going to put my glasses on here. So my nighttime sessions, where I'm doing the chopper style toss, and I don't care about the numbers. Like the SRR and all that kind of stuff doesn't matter. I'm just trying to see how many times I can control the faces that are showing up. I'm setting 6s and 1s. I'm looking for only 6s and 1s. How many times do I get a 6 or a 1 or both? Here's my numbers so far. Everything except for the 1-6. For some reason, the 1 on the bottom and the 6 on top, that one's lagging behind. Every other combination of 1s and 6s, which means every other look at the top and bottom die in my chopper, or my horizontal spin, is over expectation by quite a bit. Right, the 6-1, we're 62% extra. We should have seen 8. We saw 13 of those, right? Everything else, I'm over, right? Got 58 instead of 50. Got 57 instead of 50. We're doing really good as far as getting the what I call the primary faces to show more often than they ought to, except for this one combination here, which I'm not sure what's going on there. But we're doing good. So the nighttime rolls, if you're not in that, you're not coming to those sessions, then come at night. When I do my thing on the Pro Craps channel, I throw live 100 rolls a night when it's not 150 degrees out there. So come join me. I can't see your chat, so you come out there, hang out, talk to each other in chat. I can't see you, obviously, but yeah, go for it out there. And like I said, I may do a crapsy thing on that as well. So, all right, guys, it's 9. It's time for work. So thanks for joining me today. Thanks, and let me know, by the way, in the chat, and you can drop me emails, and you can drop me a note in the Discord. Let me know how you felt about the grinder session in the morning. It's not as fast as the YOLO. It was 1 roll every day. It's not as fast as the 320 across for 1 shooter, which goes in like 5 minutes. This could take us 20 minutes every day to get through it. But I think it's fun. I think to me, it's more valuable to see a strategy go over multiple days. If you liked what I did this morning, let me know, and I'll keep doing it. If we don't like it, the hell with it, we'll stop, right? So anyway, see you in Discord, see you in emails, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, possibly at night for practice. That's it, guys. Have a great day. God bless y'all, and I'm out.